Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another one of my live videos. And today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. There's quite lots to talk about on this video today. So if you do consider subscribe to the channel, and always if you do consider smash that like button as always. So we're going to be discussing with you a bit about Pochettino today, as I did on my last video, and we're going to be discussing some transfer rumours today, and we will include some of Liverpool's transfer rumours on this current video as well. But I've given you updates today, haven't I, on the Man United transfer rumours as I currently said. So potentially according to the media, it's regarding Pochettino. We know that the current club and Ed Woodward are still looking to recruit a full-time manager at the end of the season to come in on a full-time basis. We know potentially Pochettino is the favourite and he's Ed Woodward's number one choice, as we all know. But reportedly Manchester United today, as it has confirmed according to the media, reportedly Man United, Pochettino's had talks with Man United about potentially becoming the next Manchester United manager, reportedly. And he also said that he's also had discussions, Ed Woodward and Mauricio Pochettino have had transfer talks of who potentially to get in the summer, if obviously Pochettino is recommended to come to the job. And reportedly, he's blatantly told Manchester United, reportedly, it's Pochettino, that he would like Man United to sign he would like Man United to sign James Maddison from Leicester, who's rated around £70 million, reportedly. He is a midfielder, he is young in his prime, he is 22 years of age, reportedly. I don't know much about him, to be quite honest with you, James Maddison, but if Pochettino was to come in at the end of the season, that would reportedly be one of his first signings, that he would want to get into the club, because reportedly he's told Ed Woodward this, and he's actually told Man United to, spend £70 million on James Maddison, reportedly. I don't really know much about him. He began his career with Coventry. I know he played one season with Norwich City as well. I think he did play for Norwich. He also played for Aberdeen on loan in Scotland as well, and now he's currently at Leicester City, as we all currently know. But reportedly he's rated at around £70 million. So, so reportedly that would be one of Pochettino's favourites, players, to get in. He's one of his first signings he'd like to get in, because reportedly there's been negotiations going on, as I currently said. But I think, in my opinion, Man United, I don't know if we're going to sign any players in this January transfer, as we all know. We know Pochettino is the favourite to come in at the end of the season if Solskjaer doesn't get the job on a full-time basis, because we know Pochettino, as I said, he's Premier League proven. He's never won out in terms of silverware, and he's got a good Tottenham team. He's good at developing young players, as we all know, and he's potentially been at Tottenham since 2014, and he's only spent like £50 million, but he's got a good record with Tottenham. He had a good record with Southampton. He's been managing since 2009, as we all know. He was playing in his senior career. In his playing career for like 18 years was Mauricio Pochettino, as we all know. I think he does understand the philosophy. I think he does understand the Premier League, does Mauricio Pochettino, but I think he's fully committed to Spurs. I think he's happy at Spurs. He's got a very, very good squad. He's got a lot of good young players as well in that Tottenham team, as Mauricio Pochettino. I still think they may need a couple of players in there, Tottenham, if they're going to be potentially title contenders, as we all know. But he is a good manager, but we know he hasn't won out in terms of silverware. But I think, it could happen. I think he will do one time with Tottenham. He may even win the Premier League one time with Tottenham, as we all know, because he got second and third, in his first season with them and all that. And, they're currently sitting, is it now second in the league as well. So, I think he's happy at Tottenham. Have they got the new stadium yet? I think they get it sometime this year, don't they, Tottenham Hotspur as well. But we all know that Mauricio Pochettino is actually the number one to come in at the end of the season. And I think we know Zinedine Zidane has also been mentioned as well. Zinedine Zidane's got a great managerial CV. He won honours at Real Madrid as a manager, including 3 Champions Leagues, and again then to success, as we all currently know. He's good throughout his playing career with Real Madrid and Juventus. He's been in discussions, with his current, representatives about coming to managing English football. He's dealt with top players. He's got that winning mentality, as we all know, and he has been speaking about potentially coming to managing the Premier League, because I think he's destined to come and manage in the Premier League as Zinedine Zidane, as it did come out a couple of weeks ago that reportedly Man United had actually offered him the job, as we all know, potentially Zinedine Zidane. So he's one of the favourites. He's not the favourite, but I think he's the second favourite, as we all currently know. And And potentially, yeah, we know there's been a few backup names mentioned in case we fail with Pochettino or we fail with Zinedine Zidane. We know that this manager called Marco Rose, as he updated you, would be mentioned in the press the other day, reportedly. Marco Rose, as I said, he's a Red Bull Salzburg manager, so he manages the Austrian team, Red Bull Salzburg. He used to manage the Red Bull Salzburg youth as well, but reportedly he won the Australian title in his first season, got them to the Europa League semi-final season as well, reportedly. Throughout his playing career, he played for VfB Leipzig. He also played for Hannover 96, and he reportedly played for Mainz 05 as well. But reportedly, I don't know much about the manager, but he's been added onto our shortlist. We know also potentially Laurent Blanc has been mentioned as well. He managed France at the top level, but as I said, he's never had any experience of managing in the Premier League. He's no longer manager now. He's Laurent Blanc. I think he stepped down as PSG manager in 2016, if I am correct. He used to manage Bordeaux and he used to manage the French national team as well. But he was a proven winner. He did win trophies, when he was manager with them. And he actually played for Manchester United, in his playing career. So potentially he does have a good, relationship with Alex Ferguson. He knows a bit about the club, as we all know. But we know potentially Laurent Blanc's being mentioned. We know like Jardim's also being mentioned as well. He's good at developing young players as well. So he's been potentially mentioned. There's been a few names, that have been potentially mentioned as backups. We've heard about, Massimiliano from Juventus as well. So there's a few potential names we've heard. But as I said, Zinedine Zidane, as I said, I think he's keen and he's destined to come and manage in the Premier League, as we all know. But, regarding Pochettino, as we all currently know, it would cost the club around £40 million to get him in at the end of the season because obviously he's got a 5-year deal with Tottenham, as we all currently know. But, at the moment, the team's flourishing very, very well. The youth are going to grow and develop very, very well. Solskjaer's doing a great job, and he did admit Solskjaer loved the job on a full-time basis, as we all currently know. And who's to say he won't get the job on a full-time basis? As I said, who's to say he won't get the job on a full-time basis because he knows some of these players, from the United reserve team, as we all know, he's watched them grow and develop. And I think this team will flourish under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Whether we get any signings in this window or not, I'm not too sure. I know we've got a few potential targets, that we are currently linked with at the moment. But it's been a great start for Solskjaer. As I currently said, he's brought the fear factor back to Manchester United. And as we all know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is potentially the second manager in the club's history to win his first 4 games. The last time that happened, that was Matt Busby that currently did that since the Matt Busby days, as we all know. But I think, Solskjaer, I think he can elevate this team forward. As I said, his style of play is good. He's got the winning mentality. He's got that attacking mentality. And he's got the players to express themselves as he did demand. And the players have done it very, very well. Solskjaer has confirmed that everybody's going to get the chance, as we all know, including the youth. We're going to get the chance. Well, he's going to have the opportunity. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, obviously, to do this on Saturday against Reading. Give the youth a chance. I think he'll be making a lot of changes. From the Newcastle game, he'll be putting a few youth players in there. I think he'll maybe play Fellaini. He'll start Darmian. Bay's obviously suspended, so he can't play. So obviously, I think Jones will be playing at back. Probably with Lindelof because Smalling and Rojo are still injured. For Darmian, I think we'll get the chance. I think Dalot will be playing. Fred will get the chance. I think Fred needs more game time, to get, playing to his potential level, as I currently said. But Solskjaer admitted he doesn't want to leave Manchester United. Solskjaer's done very, very well so far. 4 wins out of 4, 14 goals conceded. We kept, 14 goals scored, and we kept a clean sheet against Newcastle. I think that's the only third clean sheet, we have kept this season, to be quite honest with you. But as I said, Rashford scored 3 in 4 games now, is it, or something like that? Lukaku, coming off the bench yesterday, getting his name on the score sheet as well. Rashford had created that, to be quite honest with you, but, that was like 40 seconds he scored that. Lukaku was coming on as a substitute, so that's got to be potentially one of the fastest goals that have been scored from a substitute. It must be. But as I said, Lukaku's come off the bench twice to score. He did it against Bournemouth, he did it against Newcastle. But we know we have concerns about him. His first touch does concern me, but he is Premier League proven, as we all know, he's Romelu Lukaku, and potentially, in my opinion, he scored 27 goals in his first season, as we all know. But I think he'll dramatically improve under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well with Lukaku, because he has struggled this season. I think Sanchez, still needs to adapt areas of his game. He has got pace as Sanchez, but he hasn't really proved. But, as he gets more game time under his belt under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think, he can. There's vast improvements needed in Sanchez's game anyway, because he hasn't really made an impact since he's come. But I think under the reign of Solskjaer, I think he will dramatically improve. Will Alexis Sanchez. I did say any inconsistent players, whilst we've got Solskjaer, I'd just basically get rid of them. But none of them have been inconsistent. As we all currently know. But as I said, Solskjaer's confirmed everyone's going to get the chance. I hope to see that we may even play Mason Greenwood on Saturday against Reading. He's been playing very, very well for the reserves, as we all currently know. So he may even get a chance as well. So he will rotate, as he did say, everyone's going to get the chance. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But potentially 4 wins out of 4, very, very good indeed. The performances have been really, really good. I thought in the Newcastle game, it was a bit slow in the first half. We were like there with Newcastle put a good stubborn performance out. They looked very, very disciplined at the back, and they were playing very, very deep with Newcastle. They did have their chances. They did create a lot of chances. Newcastle. They did stroll through our midfield quite a few times. They were getting through the channels too easily. Especially in the first half. And I said, if they'd have had any potential quality about them, Newcastle, I think they would have at least got a 1 goal or something like that. But yeah, they look very, very good in the first half in Newcastle. Very, very, very well organised. They look very, very good at the back. They defended very, very well. Forced us to do a couple of mistakes as well. You saw that mistake from Phil Jones, as we all currently know. But as I said, defensively, Newcastle played well in the first half. We were struggling to, get runs in behind. We were struggling to create and exploit any space. We did have chances of his own in the first half, as I currently said. But as I said, to be quite honest with you, second half, it was improved. And it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's super subs, potentially that won us the game when he bought Lukaku on, when he bought Sanchez on. That would have, that was what basically won us the game, as we all know. But for me, I thought Martial was good on the width. He's very, very influential on the left-hand side. Rashford, for me, man of the match. He was part to play for the first goal, got obviously the second goal, and obviously Sanchez had got the assist, as we all currently know. But Rashford's risen up the ranks very, very well. He's been in United players since the age of 7. He's nearly made 150 appearances at the age of 21, as Marcus Rashford. As we all currently know, he's an absolutely sensational player. He created chances yesterday, got his name on the score sheet as well, did Marcus Rashford. So yeah, essentially was the man of the match yesterday was Marcus Rashford. I know that, Valencia, I think Valencia's past it now. He came into the team. That was his first Premier League start since September. We know that Jones come into the team because replacing the suspended Eric Bailly, and Juan Mata came into the team as well. I think Juan Mata's a good player. I think he's very, very consistent. Some people may have different opinions on him now in this new system with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Some people may think he doesn't fit this new system, especially when he's playing on the right-hand side, because he can potentially play as an attacking midfielder as well. I think we paid was it £40 million for him from Chelsea, back in 2014 as well. But as I said, I think he operates better in, an attacking midfield position when he's just behind the striker. But I think that's Paul Pogba's position now, because I think he expresses himself well there. He's like 2 players in one when he's on that kind of form. He's like on 12. I think he's a player on 12 to 15 goals, when he's playing that well, Paul Pogba, to be quite honest here. But I think he's better in a number 10 position. I think Rashford is a number 9 in my opinion. I think Martial is a left winger as well. So I'm just potentially, giving my opinions on. We still got to think about contract renewals, because there's a lot of players coming to the end of the contract. I still think there's players here who don't have a future with Manchester United, as I've already been through here. But yeah, and Solskjaer knows the culture of the club, he knows the traditions of the club, and he knows the club inside out, because, he was a great, great player for 11 years. He scored 126 goals in 366 appearances. I think that was in all competitions, though. As a great, great player, won 6 titles, also scored in the 1999 final as well. But, with Solskjaer, he's on the touchline, He's got inspiration, he knows what he's doing, his lineups are right, his tactics are right, he doesn't rest on his laurels, if he sees an issue and problem, as he did against Newcastle yesterday in the first half, he was aware of the problems, brought the substitutions on, and it totally changed the game around. So he doesn't rest on his laurels, and potentially he knows what he's doing. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I do really, really love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if I'm going to be quite honest with him. He's a great, great player for us, to be quite fair. But I think he'll do a good job. As I said, it's 4 wins out of 4. As I said, I think the tester is going to be Spurs away. That's going to be the real tough tester for us, as we all currently know. But there's still a few potential targets. We know that Manchester United, of course, are interested in. As I've already updated you today on one of my earlier videos, as I said. But reportedly, Man United have been interested in the likes of there's been news coming out today like Tovia Alderweireld, Costas Manolas, Diego Gordon, Eddie Mateo, obviously Koulibaly as well. They're all the defenders we are linked to, because I did say in one of my videos, I still think there needs to be vast improvement in certain areas on the pitch. I still think we need to strengthen up in certain areas. I think we need to address our deficiencies in central defence. I think we do need a strong defender. I think we definitely need a centre defensive midfielder, that can, it's quick and who's tenacious and who's fast and who's good at breaking up the play, in my opinion. Matic is good at passing the ball, but he's slow. I have reservations about him, as I said. But to be fair to Matic in these 3 or 4 games, of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's improved. He's not passing the ball backwards as much. He's playing more forward. His distribution's looking very better, and he's playing more forward. And his passing's always been good, but I just think he's a very, very slow player. He's the Nemanja Matic. But in my opinion, I still think we do need a centre defensive mid. I also actually think we need a winger as well. Some people have been talking that we actually need a backup striker as well. But yeah, we know who's been mentioned in the press today. We know that Costas Manolas has been mentioned. It did say Manchester United could actually reportedly get a deal over the line reportedly for Costas Manolas. He's a Roma central defender. I think he's 26? Is he 27 years of age or something like that? He's a Roma player. Reportedly, he's got around a 33 or is it a 34 million release clause. Costas Manolas, he is a central defender. He's 27, so we'd still get a lot of years out of him. To be quite honest with you, I've never really heard of the player. To be quite honest with you, I know he's played with Athens and he's played with Olympiacos in the past as well, and he's Greek. He's a player, but I've never actually really heard of him. But I know that Manchester United are linked with the player. Would also obviously there was been reports coming out today where I was drinking my drink. We know there's also been reports coming out of the media today about Diego Gordon. Obviously, Diego Gordon was a player that Manchester United were actually linked with during the course of last summer, as we all know. At that time, reportedly, it said he had a 20 million release clause. He's actually failed, as we all know, to agree a new contract with Atletico Madrid. So reportedly, it said it was unlikely that Diego Gordon was actually going to sign a new deal before his current contract expires, and I think he's set to leave Atletico Madrid. But reportedly, as I said, he's 32 years of age, and obviously he's never played in the Premier League. He's proven himself in Spain because he's been in Spain the majority of his playing career, as we all know, as Diego Gordon. But there's been these reportedly, but Atletico Madrid did reportedly, promise him a new deal at the club, because obviously he turned down the move to Manchester United during the course last summer, because Man United obviously were on the brink of getting him. But I wouldn't want him anywhere. He's coming to an end of his career. He's 32 years old, and we wouldn't get that long out. He'll probably get 6 months to a year, if that, out of the player, as we all know. But as I said, he's been in he was at Villarreal 3 years. He joined Atletico Madrid in 2010. I think now this is his 9th season. I think he's made over 300 appearances for Atletico Madrid as the player. But potentially I wouldn't really want Diego Gordon to carry. So I think he's a good central defender, but it's just considering his age and that, and he's obviously never played in the Premier League. But I think any players you will get now. If we did get any players in this window, of course I think they would flourish, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer anyway, because Solskjaer is doing a great job. As we all know. We also know too, that young Portos, defender's been mentioned, Eddie Mateo, as well. Reportedly, there's been a few teams interested in him. Reportedly, he's only 20 years of age, so we could get a lot of years out of him. He is young, very, very young in his prime. I don't really know much about him, to be quite honest. I think his versatility is good. He can play as centre-back. I think he can also operate as a full-back and a defensive midfielder, can the player. So I think his versatility would be useful if he was to come, to Manchester United. Of course, I've heard about that. He's got a 40 million release clause in his current deal with Porto. So potentially Manchester United, of course, I've been interested in him. And we've been into a few defenders because we still have options at the back. We've got Jones. We know he's known for injuries, but when he gets in run of games, he's really, really good. He's Phil Jones, to be quite honest with you. We've got Baye, who's got great potential. Hasn't featured much. He's been in and out of the team this season. Baye hasn't really featured much, and obviously he's suspended at the moment. But he's still got great potential. You got Lindelof. I think Lindelof's dramatically improved this season. For us, to be quite honest with you. So yeah. And we've got Rojo, who's there as a backup option. We know he's injured at the moment, but he can play as a left wing back. You can play him as a full back, and you can play him as a centre back, as we all currently know. But potentially, yeah, we're linked with a lot. I think Koulibaly would be a great signing, if Manchester United did get Koulibaly, you know, whether it be in the January window now, or we're about to, you know, get him in the summer, Koulibaly. There's some reports coming out of the Daily Express, reportedly, that bookies have actually, you know, the bookmakers think that Man United somewhere along the line can get a deal wrapped up for Koulibaly this month. He would be a great signing because he's a Galactico player. He's a Galactico player, as we all know. He adapts every area of his game very well. He's very quick. He's very good in the air, as we all currently know. And as I said, his versatility is good. He can play as a centre back. I think he can play as a defensive midfielder, can't he? Can Koulibaly? I think he's mainly a central defender, but he's got a good pedigree in Europe as Koulibaly. He's under contract with Napoli till 2023. Man United have obviously been in talks. You know, Man United, Ed Woodward has been in discussions with the Napoli officials, as we all currently know. In the process, Manchester United, of course, have had 3 bids turned down. The recent one was obviously £95 million. Napoli rate him at around £100 million. So I think, sorry guys, about that. I think potentially, in my opinion, I think potentially, in my opinion, he would probably take a bid in the excess of around £100 million or something like that, you know, for us to get him. But he would be a great signing, be a great leader in our back line, as we all know. I think he'd be a great signing, you know, if we did get him. You know, to be quite honest with you, he would be a really good signing. Would Koulibaly. But as I said, you know, suggestions had stirred up, as we all currently know, due to that Instagram post when Pogba was supporting him, talking about the racism abuse, you know, that he currently suffered, and then he replied, "See you soon, bro." So that could stir suggestions up a bit as well. But great player, as we all know, is Koulibaly. He'd be It'd be great for him to come to Manchester United. He's never played in the Premier League, of course. He's a Senegal international, and it would be good for him to, you know, to come and experience these Premier League facilities, as we all know. So he'd be a great signing. I think Toby Alderweireld, you know, would be a great signing. You know, I do have reservations about him. He's lost the pace a little bit. As we all currently know, Toby Alderweireld. I think he has got reservations about his game, but as I said, he can prove to be a world-class central defender, can Toby Alderweireld. Obviously, Man United were in talks last summer. We didn't get a deal over the line, but he has been a potential Manchester United target, as we all know, Toby Alderweireld. But he's Premier League proven. I think he would be a good leader in our back line, to be quite honest with you, with Toby Alderweireld. But as I said, Tottenham have extended his current contract till 2020. So obviously they've included a release clause in this, and he's going to be available for £25 million in the summer. Is Toby Alderweireld. But I do have reservations about him because, as I did say, I think he has lost the pace a little bit, but he can prove to be a world-class central defender, can Toby Alderweireld. So he's been a potential Manchester United, you know, target we've been linked with. So we've been linked with quite a we all know that there were talks about Douglas Costa last year, that he basically said Man United had reportedly had a £54 million bid turned down for Douglas Costa. Douglas Costa would be a good signing if we did get him. I know we're not going to get him, but he would be a good signing because his crossing's good, he's got a lot of tenacity about his play, his dribbling's good, and as I said, he can put balls in the box. But Juventus paid £36 million for him. They triggered his release clause, as we all currently know. He was actually on loan at Juventus, was it last season or something like that, but Juventus signed him permanently for £36 million. They triggered his £36 million release clause, but he's obviously not getting the game time he wants now. He's Douglas Costa since the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo at Juventus. You know, Douglas Costa, of course, hasn't been getting the game time, as we all know. But I thought he was good when he was young in his prime. You know, he had 5 good years with Shakhtar Donetsk, as we all know. You know, he had 2 or 3 good years with Munich, and he actually began his career with Grimero. Douglas Costa, he mainly plays on each flank. You know, you can actually put him as an attacking midfielder as well. The Italian press reported that Manchester United had a £54 million bid turned down for the player, reportedly. So Man United have been linked with quite a few players. I did say I think Fellaini's going to leave. I don't know how he fits in this new regime at Old Trafford. I think Darmian's going to leave because there's been a few Italian teams interested in him. He hasn't hardly played that much this season. I think he will be in contention for the Reading game on Saturday. I think he will get a chance. Fred and Dalot have not played in the last 2 league games, but I think, you know, at least one of them will be in contention for the Reading game on Saturday. I think both Fred and Dalot will play on Saturday, get the chance to prove themselves, as we all currently know. But yeah, this is about Pochettino. As I said, reportedly, if he does get the job at Man United at the end of the season, he recommends that he wants to bring James Maddison in, Leicester midfielder, and reportedly wants Manchester United to pay £78 million for the player. I've never really heard of him, so I can't really talk. Do I think he's good or not? Because I've never actually heard of James Maddison. To be quite honest with you, I don't know much about him. I've just looked at some of the teams he's played for, and it says Norwich and Coventry and Aberdeen on loan and stuff. So I read some stuff about him, as I said. But as I said, whilst I was on this video, I was going to give you some update on some more transfer rumours as I did earlier. On this video, I will give you some updates now on Liverpool's transfer rumours. But potentially Liverpool, we'll give you a bit of Liverpool's news. Klopp's a good manager. They're looking contention, to win the league this season. It's not long now till actually Manchester City and Liverpool kick off, as we all know. Klopp spent like £400 million in 6 transfer windows. He's invested, in the last couple of seasons, as we all know. And Liverpool have got a great side. Great side. They address their deficiencies. The signing of Virgil van Dijk, £75 million, whatever it was, has addressed their defensive issues because the defensive are looking good this season. Attacker, they're very good as well. Shaqiri's been very impressive for them. I think Liverpool paid like £13 million for him from Stoke or something like that. Was it 13 million? And they've got, Salah for me is the best player in the Premier League. They've got a great attacking trio with Salah, Firmino, Mane of Liverpool, as we all know. But they've still got a few potential targets they're interested in. We know, well, they've had some good positive news today in the media of Liverpool, reportedly. Reportedly, this is regarding Timo Werner. As I've updated you on my last couple of videos, to be quite honest with you. Timo Werner's been mentioned. According to the RP Leipzig CEO, if he doesn't sign a new contract extension with RP Leipzig, he's made it clear as the RP Leipzig CEO he will be leaving in the summer with Timo Werner. It did say Liverpool could sign him on the cheap if he refuses to sign a new contract with RP Leipzig. I think this is around £36 million. It reportedly said something like that. His current deal ends in 2020 with RP Leipzig, and Timo Werner I think would be a good player for Liverpool. It would be good for him to experience the Premier League because he's actually never experienced the Premier League. Timo Werner, he is German. He made his German international debut in 2017, as we all currently know. He won the Confederations Cup with Germany in 2017, as we all currently know. Did Timo Werner. He is only 22 years of age, and I think he complements Liverpool's team very well. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him as Timo Werner, but also Bayern Munich, of course, have been interested in Timo Werner because Bayern Munich are looking to get to get young players in to develop them and make them grow more because potentially they've got a few aging up players at Bayern Munich and they want to get a few young players in their team, as we all currently know. But yeah, Liverpool have been linked with Timo Werner, as we all know. I think they've been linked with him before, as I said, but he's a very good young player. He's scored has he scored 11 goals so far at 17 this season, in the Bundesliga for RP Leipzig. Of course, he's an ex-Stuttgart player. I think this is his second or third. Is this his third? Is this his third year now with RP Leipzig or something like that? I think he's been like 2.5 years, 3 years or something like that. But as I said, he was at Stuttgart, he risen up the ranks at Stuttgart and potentially risen up their youth system. He actually became the youngest player to represent them, became the youngest goal scorer ever, as we all currently know. And potentially he holds the record for being the youngest player to reach 100 Bundesliga and 150 Bundesliga appearances as well, does the player. So he has pretty decent records and he's won individual awards as well as Timo Werner. And I think he'd look very good in Liverpool's team. So according to the CEO, he will be sold in the summer if he doesn't sign a new contract. So they've basically Leipzig have made it clear, sign a new contract or leave. So they've basically made it clear, and this is from the CEO as well. But Liverpool, have got a great team, as we all know. I think, they could win the league this season. Klopp's obviously, in the past he did it with Borussia Dortmund. He won 2 titles with Borussia Dortmund, so he's had the managerial experience. So I think potentially, he actually can do it with Liverpool. Also Liverpool have also been interested in is Adrien Rabiot, the PSG midfielder. I don't think he's going to be signing a new deal for Paris Saint-Germain, Adrien Rabiot, to be quite honest with you. I don't think he's going to be signing a new deal with Paris Saint-Germain because the PSG director confirmed if he doesn't sign a new deal, he won't be playing for PSG again. Reportedly, Liverpool have held talks with Paris Saint-Germain over Liverpool potentially making a move for the player. And Liverpool have actually, scheduled meetings as well over the signing of Adrien Rabiot. I think he's still in his prime. I think he's 24, 25 years of age, Adrien Rabiot. As of course, he's been at PSG, the majority of his career is Adrien Rabiot. He's been a full France international since 2016. He began his professional career, with PSG in 2012. So he's been in the senior team since 2012. He's actually won 16 trophies with Paris Saint-Germain, as we all know, including 4 Ligue 1s and the treble in 2015-16 as well. And he's a very, very good player. Liverpool will get a lot of years out of him if he went to Anfield. Of course, he's never ever played. I don't think he's ever played in the Premier League. Adrien Rabiot, as we all know, but he comes to an end of his contract in the summer, and there's no sign of him signing a new deal. So they have 2 potential Liverpool targets who Liverpool have been linked with. But as we all know, guys, as well, potentially Liverpool obviously were interested in Christian Pulisic. So they probably won't be too disappointed, missing out on Christian Pulisic because they've obviously got Shaqiri there, as we all currently know. They missed out on Christian Pulisic because Klopp was actually keen on reuniting, with Christian Pulisic because Klopp, had experience, of working with Christian Pulisic. As we all know, during his time at Borussia Dortmund. But as I said, guys, to be quite honest with you, I think Christian Pulisic, will be a good signing for Chelsea. Arsenal had a £35 million bid reportedly turned down for him as well. I think Christian Pulisic, will be a good signing, for Chelsea. Reportedly, he had a contract with Dortmund until 2020, progressing up the ranks very, very well. He's been in the first team with Borussia Dortmund since 2016. As we all know, he made his senior debut at just the age of 17, and he's gone on to make 81 appearances in Germany, played 20 Champions League matches. I think he made 115 appearances in all competitions, Pulisic, and I think he'll do well at Chelsea. But Chelsea have got to think about where they're going to position him. Are they going to put him on the wing, where I think he mainly plays? He can play as an attacking midfielder as well, or Chelsea may play more centrally. I do not know, so we'll have to see how he fits in Chelsea's team. Obviously, it's confirmed he won't be joining Chelsea till the end of the season anyway officially, because obviously he's been loaned back to Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. But Chelsea obviously, agreed a £58 million fee with Borussia Dortmund over this. It looked like Chelsea were going to get him anyway. I checked my video out as I updated you on Chelsea signing Pulisic. But as I said, I think he'll grow and develop under Sarri, to be quite honest with you. Well, Christian Pulisic, and he's always... he's obviously dreamt of coming in the Premier League, Christian Pulisic, and he's always wanted to come to the Premier League. As Pulisic, he's been dreaming about coming to the Premier League, so it would be a great area for him to experience new facilities, play amongst different players, and experience English football, because he's been phenomenal in Germany with Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. But he's really, really happy about this. He's a Pulisic, as we all know. And Borussia Dortmund did confirm they weren't going to officially let him go in this window. They said they wanted to keep him until the end of the season. This is why potentially he has been loaned back to Chelsea, loaned back to Borussia Dortmund. So he will remain there until the end of the season. So obviously Borussia Dortmund are going to have to find replacements for him as well. But yeah, Chelsea, I think, Sarri still wants more reinforcements, even though he's got Pulisic guaranteed, as we all know. Potentially Callum Hudson, there's obviously more news to update you on as well. Callum Hudson, a young 18-year-old for Chelsea, there has been no signs of him as yet signing a new contract with Chelsea. Callum Hudson, I think he will leave Chelsea reportedly. Bayern Munich have been reportedly interested in him because they're looking to get a couple of young players in their team at Bayern Munich as well, because obviously they're looking for long-term replacements for Arjen Robben. He's known for injuries, is Arjen Robben. During his time with Chelsea, we're known for injuries when he played in the Premier League. They've got Frank Ribery as well, obviously, who's aging up. So Bayern Munich want some youth, players in their squad, because they've got a few aging up players. And reportedly Chelsea have turned down 2 bids so far from Bayern Munich. Reportedly a £15 million fee's been turned down. Reportedly a £20 million fee's been turned down. But reportedly Bayern Munich have come up with a new offer in the region of around £30 million, something like that for Callum Hudson. Because obviously now, especially, with the arrival of Pulisic, I think potentially he'll fall down the pecking order even more. And he hasn't really been playing this season anywhere as Callum Hudson. He's had a regular game time, as we all know. And an 18-year-old lad wants to grow and develop, and he wants to get out on that pitch and prove himself. And he hasn't really had the chance to establish himself in the Chelsea team as Callum Hudson. So I think, potentially he could leave. Chelsea could see quite a few of their players leave, as I've already gone through with you today. I won't go through it all in this video again, but I've gone through it with you today, and I think Eden Hazard, Chelsea have been in contract talks, but there's been no sign of him signing a new deal yet with Chelsea. Eden Hazard, he hasn't fully committed to his future yet. He scored like over 100 goals in the Premier League as Eden Hazard for Chelsea, or is that in all competitions? I'm not too sure, to be quite honest with you. But Chelsea still know how much of an essential player Eden Hazard is. But some of the Chelsea fans are actually convinced that he may leave now, Eden Hazard, because the arrival of Christian Pulisic, because they've confirmed the sign of Christian Pulisic. We know Eden Hazard has obviously been linked with a move to Real Madrid, as we all currently know. So we'll see what happens. I think Morata's going to leave Chelsea as well. Chelsea have got a few potential targets, on their radar. As we all know, they're interested in getting in. They're going to obviously have to find a replacement for Cesc Fabregas. As we all know, he's now made 500 appearances in the Premier League. 500 appearances in English football, as we all know, for Chelsea and Arsenal in total. So Chelsea are going to have to find a replacement for him. Maybe a replacement for Morata, because I think Morata's going to definitely go as well, as I've already updated you on. Yeah, and that's mainly everything to update you with. I updated you on a bit of Arsenal's transfer news earlier on, didn't I? But there'll be more live videos. There may be one more coming up very, very soon, as I currently said. There'll be one more today coming up soon. We'll be just discussing transfer rumours, what's going on in the media and that, as we always do on this channel. So anyway, I'm just giving you a bit of update on what's going on with Pochettino. He's the number one to come in, and then I've just basically, give you a bit of an update on some latest transfer rumours. Callum Hudson's the latest rumours, to be stemming around the media, that Bayern Munich are reportedly interested in him. Reportedly they've had 2 bids at the moment turned down. So that's just something to update you on as well. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If all else updates about Arsenal's transfer rumours as well, I'll do that on a separate video, and I will update you with that as well. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribing as always, and take care, God bless, and I'll see you. Wait there, my phone's coming. Take care, God bless, guys, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.